If your Vata energy is out of whack, there are lots of ways to bring it back to balance. And in this video, I'll show you how to adjust your lifestyle and diet to do just that. Hey there, I'm Katie. I am a certified Chopra Ayurveda Health Instructor and a yoga teacher. And on this channel, I post videos all about creating overall health and wellness through lifestyle practices and yoga. So if that interests you, consider subscribing for new content on Tuesdays and ringing the bell to get notified anytime a new video posts. So today we are talking all about how to balance the Vata dosha. Before we get too deep into this though, and in case this is all brand new to you, I do have a whole video explaining what the doshas are. So I'm going to link that here as well as below in the description. And then make sure you know what your dosha is. Now to find that out, you can take my dosha quiz, and that's going to tell you whether you're a Vata, a Pitta, a Kapha, or some blend of those three. And the link to that quiz is also below in the description for you. But let's get into this. One really important note, friends, whether or not Vata is your primary dosha, we all have at least some Vata energy within us. So the tips that I'm going to share here are helpful for everyone because it is very likely that you're going to experience a Vata imbalance at some point, regardless of your primary dosha. Now, the Vata dosha is what drives all movement in us and in everything around us. Its qualities are cold, dry, light, rough, mobile, and irregular. And these qualities are important to understand in order to fix a Vata imbalance. And the other thing to note is it's actually really easy for Vata to fall out of balance because it's so light and airy. It gets swept away very easily. But thankfully, it's just as easy to fix it. So first, let's just look at some of the signs of a Vata imbalance. What does it look like when your Vata is out of whack? Well, any number of these issues could crop up for you. You start showing up late to things, or you have difficulty finishing projects. Maybe you notice that you're getting distracted really easily and you cannot seem to stop talking. You have more feelings of anxiety or fear or worry. Maybe you're blaming yourself for things and getting confused easily. You're forgetting to eat. You have a hard time sleeping. Your mind is overactive. It's like it's running a mile a minute and you cannot focus. And then physically, maybe you're suffering from constipation or gas or bloating, or your skin is extra dry. So are your hair and your nails. So these are all signs of a Vata imbalance. And what these symptoms mean is that you've got too much Vata and it needs to be reduced. So a dosha imbalance means you have too much of its qualities. So to fix a Vata imbalance, what we need to do is just bring in the opposite qualities. For Vata, those are the qualities of warmth, moisture, smoothness, heaviness, and stillness. Now I know that sounds a little abstract, but there are very tangible ways to bring in more of these qualities. So let's break them out. We're going to look at lifestyle and then dietary recommendations. So starting with lifestyle. First, get nice and toasty. Remember, Vata's cold, so you want to bring in warmth to balance that out. Vatas are the ones who always feel chilly, even in the warmest weather. So have your layers ready, or a space here, or bundle under a blanket. Whatever you need, just make sure you stay warm, because when you're uncomfortably cold, you just can't concentrate, okay? Second, hydrate your body inside and out. Remember, Vata is super dry, so use lots of moisturizer, drink enough water. These are really helpful practices to balance Vata, and you know this, they're just plain healthy for you. Next, smooth things out in your life and find consistency. So what I mean by this, Vatas tend to act on impulse. They have no solid routine. So the tip here is to proactively create that consistency for yourself. Create a solid morning routine and stick to it. Make sure you eat 3 meals a day around the same time. These are really, really balancing practices for Vata. Now, along these same lines, the next tip is to do just one thing at a time. Vata energy makes us want to multitask. So we got our hands in everything. We want to keep moving all the time, but this can be really counterproductive because Vata is flighty. So you may either forget to do things or you'll simply not finish what you've started. So just do one thing, finish that one thing, and then you can move on to the next, and you will be so much more productive. Okay, the next balancing tip is to bring more stillness into your life. Now, one of the best ways to do that is to practice daily meditation. This can be a hard practice for Vatas because they just want to move and fidget. And I know this from experience as a Vata Pitta myself. But whenever you're feeling stressed or worried or anxious, it will pull your focus. And meditation of even just a few minutes can help you settle your mind so you can be more productive. So carve out just a few minutes to simply sit in stillness. And there are so many ways to meditate. So find a way you like and do it every day. And then finally, the last lifestyle recommendation for Vata has to do with exercise. So Vatas love to move. Getting in exercise is very easy for them. But work to include more grounding and slower paced exercise. So we're talking things like slow or gentle yoga, walking outdoors, light bicycling. These are all great for Vata just to stay more grounded. So those are some ways to balance out the qualities of Vata through lifestyle practices. Now we'll look at some food recommendations. So since Vata is dry and light, the best foods to balance it are warm, cooked, and just easy to digest. So soups, stews, sauteed vegetables, these are all awesome. Cooking with oil is also great for Vata because it counteracts the dry quality. In fact, oil is actually the top food choice for Vata for that reason. And then drink warm water. That's a great balancing act for Vata because the warmth of the water will heat your body from the inside out and keep you nice and toasty. Now let's go over specific tastes. So there are some tastes that Vata should favor, and there are those they should try to reduce. So just a quick primer on Ayurvedic tastes. There are 6 of them. There's sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent. Now the goal is to include all 6 tastes in every meal. But if you have a Vata imbalance, you're going to want to adjust how much of each of the tastes you eat to help remedy that. So for a Vata imbalance, you should favor sweet, sour, and salty tastes in your diet, and then reduce pungent, bitter, and astringent. So we'll walk through some examples here, starting with foods to favor for a Vata imbalance. So sweet. You're going to find the sweet taste in things like bread, pasta, potatoes. You'll also find it in milk, meat, oils. The sour taste is found in citrus fruit, of course, but also things like cheese and yogurt, pickles, vinegar, tomatoes. And then the salty taste is going to come from table or sea salt, certainly, but it's also found in a lot of sauces and seafood. So you can add a bit more of any of these, and that will help nourish and balance out Vata. Now let's look at the tastes to avoid. Again, those are pungent, bitter, and astringent. So the pungent taste is found in pretty much anything spicy. So hot peppers, salsa, also things like mustard, ginger, or basil. The bitter taste is found in green and yellow vegetables, green leafy vegetables, as well as almonds, things like coffee and turmeric. And then the astringent taste is found in beans and lentils and pomegranates and cranberries, tea, and dark greens. So those 3 tastes, pungent, bitter, and astringent, they're all just aggravating to Vata. They bring in too much dryness, too much lightness. And even though it seems kind of counterintuitive that spicy heats you up, right? And Vata needs that, the problem with the spicy, the pungent taste is that it's going to aggravate digestion, and Vata's digestion is already pretty weak. Now, you don't need to completely remove these foods from your diet, but reducing them will help you balance, which is the goal. So to recap, Vatas should favor sweet, sour, and salty, reduce pungent, bitter, and astringent. All right? And there you have it, a bunch of ways to help you balance Vata through lifestyle practices and your diet. Now, I have lots of other information for you to check out because we're just scratching the surface here. And you can start by downloading my Wellness with Katie app, which I have linked below. It's full of on-demand wellness tips and tutorials grounded in Ayurveda, and also lots of free on-demand yoga classes. And I would also invite you to check out my quarterly wellness journal. So this is an amazing tool for Vata because it not only helps you develop routines and set meaningful goals and stay on track with your schedule and your to-do list, but it also has an entire section dedicated to mindfulness. So you can work on your gratitude and your journaling practices every day, which are both really grounding for Vata. I use mine every single day. So friends, if you like this video, let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe, share it with someone who might find it useful, and comment below with what you found helpful about this video. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.